Welcome to the T2M Talk to Me podcast, hosted by Tavel McCann, a podcast talking all things in nature about relationships, dating, current events. Oh, and did I mention relationships? With Dr. McCann, with licensed psychologist Tavel McCann. No. Well, it's with someone who has a unique take on relationships.
What's up, my beautiful people? How y'all feeling today? Good? Amazing? Yeah, you're feeling amazing. I know you are. Obviously, you know, I'm doing my morning walk / afternoon walk. This is my therapy. But that's not why I'm here. I'm here to give you the top 3 reasons why that person is disrespecting you in that relationship. This is coming in from somebody who submitted it. Like, hey, what's some of your top reasons of someone being disrespectful in a relationship? So I was like, hey, you know what? I'll make a quick video about it, and then I'll answer yours specifically because yours is a little different. But the top 3 reasons that I usually give clients, the first one is time. And what I mean by time is if you're saying like, hey, we're going to a movie, or can you be over here at this event, or let's link up at this time frame, and they're always late. I ain't talking about 10, 15, 20 minutes. 10 minutes and beyond. You know what I mean? Like if it's like 5 or 10 minutes, okay, it is what it is. It's something you can work with. But beyond that 10 minute, that 15, 20, 30 minute mark, it's starting to get to the point where like, do they really care about the being there on time? And do they really care about you and your feelings and everything that's going on? If so, they would have got there. So think of the job and give you 2 different scenarios. Think of the job. If you come in late beyond 5 minutes, some jobs is beyond that actual hour you're supposed to be there. You do that 2 or 3 times, they're gonna talk to you. Either it's gonna be a verbal warning, or it's gonna be like a write-up or something like that. You should treat it just as such. Okay, it's just, that's just what it is. So think about the same thing, the job again. When it was your first day, for some people, I did the quotation. It's for some people, when you're excited about that job, you got up extra early to go sit in the parking lot, whether you took the bus, got dropped off, drove, to make sure you was there on time. Okay? These are one and the same if you ask me. Because if you're excited to see that person, when I was excited to see that person, I made sure I had this in order, and I double checked, like, hey, you know, we still on for 10? Cool. I'll be over there shortly. You got to make sure that some of these signs, you know, I always talk about the red flags and the set in stone red flags. But this is a red flag in my book, because, you know, if it's happening now, it's probably going to get a little worse later. And then you got to ask yourself, where are you valued on that chart? Okay. The second one is, and I do get a little upset about it, is when you're on the phone with that person and they're strolling social media, or they're just doing other things. I call it the multitaskers. Okay, so it's okay. Well, first let me break it down. You ever been on the phone with somebody and you're listening to their conversation, then you're responding to something that they said, and then it goes a little silent, and you're like, oh, okay. Then you talk a little more, and then out of nowhere they just bust out laughing, like, hey, what's going on? Oh no, it was something I seen on the gram. You should have been watching me. You should have been listening to me. What I get at with the multitaskers is basically a sign of disrespect, because it's saying like, whatever you got to say is not important. You're gonna listen to what I have to say, and then when you respond to it, I'm gonna stroll on Instagram, and then, or on whatever social media site, and then I'm gonna come back to you when I think it's irrelevant. Okay, so I want you to try exercise, and let me know down in the comments how I work out for you. Be on the phone with somebody, trying to, you know, be attentive, let's say, and reading as you're strolling every single time. and see if you can recall that message that they had. Some people, it's a skill. They got it because they've been doing it for years. To me, personally, can I do it? Yeah, but out of respect, I'm going to listen to what the person is saying. That's the part. People barely want to listen to what someone else is saying because they think it's not important. Okay? So definitely want to have your ears open for it. And then the final one would be that person is just not trying to spend that time with you. Okay? That is definitely a huge red flag. I have to repeat it 80,000 times to people. It get to the point to where, like, you know, I always say you should know, but it's just one of those things. People are still looking for the closure, the guaranteed confirmation. So obviously that ranks in these top three, and it's more, but you know, these are the three I'm gonna talk about today. And then if you tune in to T2M, we'll talk about more on there, depending on the question that's asked. But if that person is nonchalant about setting up a meeting time with you, or we'll see each other next week or another day. Now I understand, you know, pandemic, work, job, kids, extracurricular activities, you know, entrepreneurship because you got your business going. Yeah, I understand that. But I'm telling you right now, if it was their dream job, they'll make the time for it. If this was their dream relationship that they envision themselves being in, they will make the time for it. It's the same thing. So when someone's like, well, you know, I can't see you this day, I can see you next Tuesday, and here it is, Monday, you know, it's like, okay, I can understand that. You know, that happens. But if it's consistently happening, that's what I keep saying, you know, actions are going to tell everything. They can tell you 1,000 things with their words. I love you, I love you, I love you. But if their actions are not showing and it's not aligning, that's your answer right there. You should never, and you will never have to beg someone to see you. There's been plenty of times where I'm like, hey, well, if you can't see the person, see if you can video chat with the person. This is way before the Zoom stuff. You know, see if you can video chat or FaceTime with the person, whatever, you know. Oh, no, they ain't want to do that. They ain't want to do that. Oh, they got somebody else on the side. They're not interested. One of the two. Because I know for a fact if a job, because I always do the correlation with a job, if the job was like, hey, you know what? Saturday night, can you free up to do an interview? What time? 6 o'clock. Oh, I do got something planned that. But this is the next chapter in my life. I'm going to weigh it out and be like, you know what? I'm probably going to go for that interview at that 6 o'clock. You know, it shouldn't just be 4 days flying by and I can't see you, I can't talk to you, or whatever. You know what I mean? That's just preposterous. And a lot of times people fall for it because they're getting a hey baby, or good morning text, good night text, or I'm gonna call you for a quick minute while I'm in the car every single time. And this goes for my ladies and my guys. Everybody plays a lot of games. The thing is, you got to know what game is being played so you know how to move. You know what? I like Monopoly, but I don't want to play Monopoly. If that makes sense, okay? So it's one of those things you just have to look at all three and start weighing out, you know, these actions. This person says one thing, but here they are doing something totally different every single time. Your answer's right there in front of your face. You got to remember that. Every time you got a question, 9 out of 10, you already got the answer. Or you can find the answer. Be resourceful. Stay blessed.
Thank you for joining the Talk to Me podcast show. For more content, please visit www.datinggenesis.com and on Facebook, Tavel, that why not guy, McCann, on Instagram and Twitter at 24hoodat. To submit your questions or topics, call 313-623-8998.